It's your boy JC here. I'm doing another video on an analysis video. I'm going to be doing analyzing a few games that have a bearing on the World Cup, and if there's an upset, I may do an analysis video on that as well, and so on and such forth. Okay, this one I'm going to be touching down on England and Argentina. Okay, look, I was thinking about possibly doing one on Australia, Georgia, but we all know, okay, Australia were not convincing in that contest. But I'm going to touch on that one in a later video. Well, I say 20-point win over Georgia is not convincing at all. They could have done better. And also, prior to the England-Argentina game, also Ireland hammered Romania 82-8. And Italy hammered Namibia by quite a wide margin as well. But you know, those games they don't really have a bearing on the World Cup. Okay. Look, Australia's win over Georgia. Georgia can still do something in the World Cup, but all it does is it eliminates one of three potential other threats in that pool. But put those games aside, let's discuss the England-Argentina game. Alright. My prediction for that match was Argentina to win, you know. England's form going into this World Cup, I'll be honest, was poor. Okay. But let's be honest, yeah. That game England showed up. And I'll be the first to say this. England always show up for a World Cup. Okay, I think it was only 2015, the one that they hosted, that they disintegrated. But England is a team that's always a threat at the World Cup. 4 finals, one World Cup win, 1 gold medal. Okay, so you cannot throw England away. Okay. England. Let's quickly touch down on that game quickly, because I've seen people ripping at England, you know, provoking their fans, saying, "Are you happy with not scoring a try?" All that jazz. Okay. One thing I'm going to touch down on is firstly George Ford. Okay. George Ford, I think, sealed his place as England's starting number 10 for the remainder of this World Cup, okay? And look, if I were Borthwick, George Ford would officially be my first choice flop. Why do I say that? Beyond his drop goals and stuff like that, George Ford did exactly what a fly half should do. He marshaled the backline, and he had a cool head. Okay, I mean, England were down with 14 men for a tackle that I'm sorry, in my opinion. And look, I'm one of those people. I don't like the English. Okay, you know, I think my Springbok shirt says I don't like England. Okay, but England, World Rugby needs a strong English side. Why is that? Okay. Firstly, where does rugby come from? Where did rugby form? In England. Well, Mr. William Webb Ellis came from England and Scotland. Okay. Secondly, okay, everyone wants to beat England, because traditionally England is actually the top European side. Okay. And I think that is what a lot. Yes, I'm glad that we have a strong Ireland and a strong French side. Okay? You know what? That gap between North and South, it must stay where it is right now. It's non existent. Okay? So, England needs to be there as well. Okay? So, I'm going to go back to my point on George Ford. George Ford marshaled that England performance. England were down to 14 men for a red card that I don't even think should have been a yellow. That was purely, that head-on-head collision was purely accidental. Okay, you know what? You give Tom Curry a red card for an accidental head collision. What, guys? The sport of rugby, you're gonna have how many head-on-head collisions? Okay, it's rugby. Rugby is a contact sport. Okay, people are trying to turn rugby into this wussy touch rugby sport. Okay, yes, I get player safety. It's it's important, but you know what? You can't if you want to blow every head-on-head collision, every breakdown mistake, you or penalty or okay. What? Sorry about my wording here. If you're gonna blow every unsafe act in the sport, you know what? You're gonna have to go to every breakdown, every tackle, because you know what? Every tackle's in. I mean, walking out on the field is an injury risk. As I said, rugby is a contact sport. Okay, so with a 14-man England side, George Ford kicked 3 drop goals. Okay, that's 3. 2 shy of Yanni de Beer's record. And all 3 of those drop goals came in the first half. Okay? He marshaled that backline beautifully. He marshaled the English defense magnificently. Argentina only scored a try towards the end. So my first point, George Ford, well done, mate. Well done. Your country can be proud of you. So yes, I'm gonna answer the question. Should the English fans be happy with England winning without scoring a try? You guys did what was required. You played with 14 men, okay? You slotted the penalties that you had to. You kicked the 3 drop goals that you had to. And I'm gonna say this: England could have scored tries. If you took a penalty or 3 to touchline, to touch. Could have maybe scored a try or 6 or a try or 2. Okay, but instead of that, England took the points that are guaranteed and got you 27 points, 27-10 victory. So, are you be happy with the victory, guys? You guys did what? You guys already did 50% of the job to get through the pool. You beat the team, your top of the table rivals. Okay. Now what's ahead of you is Japan, Samoa, and Chile. England should beat Japan. England should look. Samoa can be a banana peel, but England should be able to beat the Samoans and Chile. Top of the table. What's next? A quarterfinal. Okay. Now I'm gonna get to my second point. That red card. That red card should have never been looked at. Tom Curry did nothing wrong there. It was an accidental head-on-head collision. Those things are going to happen, man. Those things are going to happen. Tom Curry didn't intentionally play the guy in the air. He didn't intentionally headbutt the oak. So why was that even looked at? At the very most, that should have been maybe a penalty only. So no, I don't agree. I don't agree with that card. Okay. But look, it happened. Crying over spilt milk. Okay. Which brings me to my next point. How did Argentina lose this match? In Argentina, going into this World Cup, Argentina were better. We were doing better than the English. They beaten Australia, ran South Africa close. Okay. And let's just say that your ranking was higher. But yet Argentina managed to disintegrate. I'm going to say disintegrate in this match. I think the 27 scoreline actually flatters the Argentines. And you lose against an English side that played 70 plus minutes with 14 men. Now I'm going to say what went wrong here. Exactly what went wrong with the All Blacks. Gave away penalties under pressure. As soon as you saw George Ford kick the first drop goal, you guys should have isolated him. Okay. And shockingly, your forwards, the Argentine forwards, were poor. Hence, penalties. And I'm going to say again, you give away penalties. You give away so much penalties. You're going to lose. 3 points become 6. 6 points become 9. 9 points can even become a penalty try by giving away penalties so close to your line. So, again, giving away penalties under pressure. Especially in this World Cup. Refereeing is going to become strict. And ill discipline is going to seriously cost you. Okay. Now my third point. Okay. Look at the possession statistics. Argentina had more ball than England. More territory than England. They had England under pressure in the first half. But they couldn't convert that to points. But England, who had less ball in that first half, took the points on offer. The drop goals are evident of it. 3-6-9. George Ford slotted 9 points. Without a penalty, without a try, none of those. He just kicked the drop goals. Okay? Which, to me, is actually a bloody genius plan. I don't know if it was planned like that. I don't know if they were desperate saying, listen, we got 14 men on the field. We need to do something if we're going to win here. Drop goals. Okay? So, George Ford, he did exactly what he had to do. As a fluff, he marshalled that game on. Okay? And then I'm also going to touch down Courtney Laws. Well done as a captain, mate. Courtney Laws did his job as a captain. How many breakdown penalties did he force? Turnovers did he force? Tackling. Yeah. So, Courtney Laws also did bloody well as a captain there. Okay. So, I'm going to say this. If I were Borthwick, starting number 10 would be Ford. Farrell would be 12. For me, If Steve Borthwick needs a Farrell there. But look, England has shown, no, you don't need Owen Farrell there. You can even bench Owen Farrell as a backup fly-off. Because Marcus Smith hasn't shown form in recent times. And Freddie Stewart, who I saw as a poor choice at fullback, had a damn good game, a brilliant game. I want to say well done to Stewart there as well. Okay. Now, what I read in this game, watching it, without the tries, and forget about the tries. England did what they had to do. The top of the pool game, they won. Okay. Now, what I read in this game, England can do bloody well if the team have a decent game plan, decent discipline, You know, if referees stop targeting them with the cards. Yes, okay, Owen Farrell's carding was warranted. You know, prior to this match, the red cards were warranted, but I think the refs are also targeting the English here a bit, you know. Saying, you know what, you guys are culprits. Look at history here. First penalty, bloody red card. The refs have to stop doing that. I'll be the first to say that. Okay? If that English motor gets going, they can be bloody good. And they've shown that they don't need to score tries to do well. So, keep it up. Because as I said, you know what, this World Cup, World Rugby needs a strong England and New Zealand side. And well done, gents. If you guys enjoyed my video, please like it. Please like this video. And please comment your thoughts. And do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys. Go well. Have a blessed evening.